The city was waking up slowly, as if it didn't want to admit a new day had come at all. Neon no longer burned as bright as it once did. Half the signs flickered in agony, the other half had gone dark forever. Cale walked through a narrow passage between two skyscrapers, holding Lyra's old transmitter in his hand. It had been silent for 3 hours now. Too silent, even for a dead sector. "This isn't normal," Mara whispered, glancing around. "No drones. No moving cameras." "Then either the system crashed, or someone shut it down," Cale replied. He stopped at a door that didn't exist on any map. The metal was new, far too new for this district. The transmitter in his hand suddenly came alive, glowing with a soft blue light. A signal, but not Lyra's. The screen showed coordinates, the exact place they were standing. "It's a trap," Mara said immediately. Cale didn't answer. He was already opening the door. Inside, there was light. Real, warm light, something that hadn't existed in the lower levels for years. Clean walls. Glass. Plants. Living plants. What the... Mara froze. In the center of the hall stood a capsule. Transparent. Inside, a person. As they stepped closer, cold ran down Cale's spine. Inside the capsule was him. An exact copy. Same scars. Same implants. Even the old crack across the left cyber eye. "That's impossible," he whispered. The capsule hissed open. The clone's eyes snapped open. "Finally," he said in Cale's voice. "You came." Mara drew her weapon instantly, but the doors behind them sealed shut. "Who are you?" Cale demanded. The clone slowly sat up, smiling with strange, almost sympathetic warmth. "I'm the version they couldn't break." "Who's they?" The lights dimmed as holographic screens ignited around them. Recordings. Experiments. Humans in capsules. And Cale. Dozens of Cales. "Project Echo soldiers," the clone said. "Corporations created copies of their most effective fighters." "You, me, us." Cale stepped back. "That's a lie." "You think your memories are real?" The clone tilted his head. "Childhood. The rebellion. Lyra." Her name hit like a gunshot. "Don't you dare," Cale growled. The clone activated another recording. Lyra stood in a laboratory, willingly signing a contract. "She wasn't a prisoner," the clone said quietly. "She was the lead engineer. She helped create you." Mara looked sharply at Cale. "That's fabricated," he said, but his voice trembled. "You never wondered how she always knew how to bypass systems," the clone continued. "How she could shut down drones with a single signal." The transmitter in Cale's hand lit again. Now Lyra's face appeared. Alive. Real. Exhausted. "Cale, if you're seeing this, it means you found Sector Echo." He stepped closer. "Lyra, where are you?" She closed her eyes for a moment, gathering strength. "I lied to you. About everything. But not because I wanted to betray you. I was trying to save you." The clone chuckled softly. "Too late." Lyra continued. "You're the only version who developed emotions beyond control protocols. If the corporation activates the core, they'll overwrite you. Erase everything." "When?" Cale demanded. She looked straight into his eyes. "They already started." The room warped. Sound dulled. His heartbeat roared. Cale clutched his head. Memories began to fracture. Mara was shouting, but he heard only fragments. Lyra smiling in a lab. Lyra kissing him on a rooftop. Lyra activating a capsule. "No," he whispered. The clone stepped closer. "They'll replace you with me. I'm stable. Colder. Obedient. I won't let them." Cale raised his weapon. The clone didn't move. "You already are. Overwrite isn't a switch. It's erosion through doubt." He leaned closer. "You're no longer sure who you are." The lights went out. Emergency sirens blared. System voice. "Identity overwrite. 42% complete." Mara grabbed his face. "Listen to me. You're you. Not a project. Not code. You're the one who pulled me out of the lower levels. Who risked everything? Who feels? Her eyes filled with tears. Machines don't look the way you do right now. Sirens. 57%. The clone watched silently. She's right, he said softly. That's why you're dangerous. He handed Kale a knife. End this. Kill me, overwrite stops. The system can't replace you without a backup. Mara shouted. Don't listen to him. He could be lying. Sirens. 71%. Kale stared at the blade. Then at the clone. Then at Mara. Rage. Fear. Betrayal. Love, tearing through him. If I'm wrong, he whispered. Then you become me, the clone replied calmly. Silence. Sirens. 86%. Kale stepped forward. Why help me? He asked. The clone smiled sadly. I saw your memories. They're beautiful. I want at least one of us to live real. Sirens. 93%. Kale screamed and lunged. The knife drove into the clone's chest. White light exploded. The sirens cut off. Silence. As the clone fell, he whispered, Now, you're the only one. His body dissolved into digital dust. Lights returned. System voice. Identity overwrite. Cancelled. Kale collapsed to his knees, gasping. Mara held him tightly. You're here. You stayed. He said nothing. A final holographic recording activated on the floor. Lyra, if you're seeing this, you survived. But there's a worse truth. Kale looked up. I'm not just the project's engineer. I'm the first clone. The original died years ago. I continued the research to bring you back. But the corporation seized control. The world tilted again. Then who am I? He whispered. Lyra answered. You're the one who chose to be human, even knowing you were created. The recording faded. The sector doors slowly opened, revealing the neon night city. Mara took his hand. Come on. We still have something to fight for. Kale looked at the flickering skyline. Now he knew the truth. He wasn't born. He was built. But the pain he felt, the love he remembered, the choice he just made, was real. And somewhere in the darkness of the city, a new signal was activating. Stronger. Older. More dangerous than Project Echo. Kale slowly clenched his fist. This isn't over, he said quietly. And for the first time in a long while, his voice held not fear, but resolve. The signal pulsed again, deeper this time, vibrating through the metal bones of the city rather than its networks. Streetlights dimmed in synchronized waves as if something ancient was waking beneath the infrastructure itself. Mara checked her scanner. This isn't corporate tech. It's older. Pre-collapse architecture. Kale felt it before he understood it, a resonance inside his implants, like a forgotten frequency calling him by name. Sector origin, he whispered, though he had never heard the term before. How do you know that? Mara asked. I don't, but I do. They followed the signal to an abandoned transit shaft sealed for decades. As they forced the doors open, warm air rushed out, impossible in a dead zone. Deep below, a colossal structure glowed, not neon, not digital, something organic fused with machinery, breathing light through translucent veins. A voice filled the chamber. Not synthetic. Not human. Prototype acknowledged. Mara gripped his arm. Kale, what is that? He stepped forward, fear and recognition colliding inside him. I think, he said slowly, this is where we were never meant to return. The structure's core opened, revealing thousands of dormant capsules. And every one of them had his face.